Good morning, church. Peace be to you. Hope everything's going good. Hope your week's been good. Hope everything's treating you well. Hope you're treating everybody else well. So today I thought I would talk about what we do when new people come to our church or come to our assembly, or even just we meet people who aren't in Christ. And we are in Christ. We're in his love. We're accepted by him, but they don't understand and they're not part of it yet. And I only talk about this today because I have a good example of new. So when new people decide they need to walk into the church or come to the communion or come to a potluck or whatever it is, what we think is they just made that decision. What we forget is that it's scary to make that decision because we don't make that decision anymore. We're in. We love Jesus. We're in for Christ. We're in for all that stuff. But when you first become part of the Christ pack and you've never done any of the rules before, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, things can be scary. So let me show you someone who's scared, brand new to our pack today, okay? Hi, buddy. It's okay. I know this is scary. So this is our new one. He's nervous. He's especially nervous about this one. Right, they're pretty close. We've had to separate him from the other donkeys because he doesn't know the rules yet. They don't like him yet. He does things differently than how they do it. They have their own routine about what fields they walk in, what pastures they graze in, which one of them likes each other, which one doesn't, who gets along, that kind of stuff. Well, this new donkey's brand new, and he doesn't understand these rules. And all he knows is you said that he could live here and that you would take care of him and that you'd be nice to him and love him. See, and this is what I think happens with new members of church. And I'm just as guilty as this, so I'm not preaching to you. I'm more preaching to myself. When new people come into our situations, what we tend to do is find all the ways that they don't follow our rules, that they don't do things like us, that they don't understand. We find all the ways that they're messing up. Oh, well, did you get baptized in a different church? Well, we don't count that because we don't know if that was actually true or not. Did you say the correct words? Did you do all these other things that we think you're supposed to do to be able to be in our church? Well, then we don't know if you'll be able to be here. This is wrong. This is wrong in so many ways. Now, what I'm not saying is you have to tolerate sin, derision, these kind of things from anyone, let alone new members. But what I am saying is Jesus only gave us a few rules. When men start to give you more rules, one of the reasons why we think we need to follow them is because we don't read. We don't know what was actually said about that topic because we don't have time to read it. So instead, we listen to the man who's telling us, don't worry, I've read it, I have the answers. Problem is, sometimes that's wrong. Sometimes those men make rules so that way their club can stay the same. Jesus never told you to even have a club, let alone keep it the same. If you find yourself closing your gates because you're worried about your Christians inside, you're doing this wrong. And this might sound harsh, but if you're more worried about where your butt is on Sunday as opposed to who you're talking to, who you're bringing with you, who you're sharing your love with, I'd venture to say you're doing it wrong. Now, there's some of us, there's a lot of us, who the most we can figure out to do. They're all talking to each other now. Sounds just like a men's meeting. So, all right, hey, relax. So, anyways, sorry about that. The thing is, these new rules, these different kind of things that we make people go through just to say, I'm a Christian, all it does is separate us. All it does is put the new one by themselves. And this new one, this new donkey, is not by himself because he's going to do it wrong. He's not separated because he is going to hurt them. He's separated because they are going to hurt him. Because they don't like him being part of the new pack. They have their own pack. We love our congregations and we love our churches. But if you love it enough to where your only concern is dunking the person in the water, and after that they're on their own, all you've done is tell them, hello, come to my house, I'll adopt you and love you. Now stay in the field, because we already have something set up here. When Christians come to Christ, a lot of times they're on fire for him. And it's not the Spirit that dunks them under the water that puts their fire out. It's the older Christians who can't adapt, can't adjust. Those are the ones that put their fire out. And then the new Christian runs back to the arms of the world. Because the arms of the world doesn't care what your fire is. They just don't want you to be with Jesus. Don't dunk the new Christian in the water and then also put their fire out. You'd be better off not dunking them. I don't know how to do it better, but what I do know is that if you've created rules about how your church works, I'd double check if those are rules that Jesus said. And if they're not, maybe consider tossing them out. Or at least consider not putting that yoke on brand new Christians who the only thing they wanted was Jesus. And they wanted their chains broken. And instead what we say sometimes as a church is, hey, we'll take those chains of the world off, but we got some heavier chains for you. Nobody likes that. Anyways, church, I love you. Go out there. Love the new Christian. Love the old Christian. Take them chains off you. You don't need them anymore. Go in peace.